Resources means what? The resources which are available very easily and which fulfill our needs is called as natural resources. So there are many natural resources. Out of that, we are going to study about air, water, and soil in depth. Okay, there are many natural resources. Out of that, we are going to study air, water, and soil. So let's move forward. So first of all, we will understand what is the meaning of the natural resources. Okay, natural resources is anything that people can use which comes from nature. So all these natural resources, from where do we get? We get it from nature. We don't prepare them, so they are called natural resources. All these things we are getting from nature. So that is why it is called as natural resources. People do not make natural resources, but rather gather them from the earth. So what are the examples of the natural resources? Air, water, wood, oil, wind, energy, uh, iron, coal. These are all natural resources. So I hope you have understood about what are natural resources and what is the example of natural resources. So today we are going to study about the uh, natural resources. So I would like to unmute Ananya Singh. Ananya Singh, what do you see in the picture? Ananya Singh, what do you see in the picture? I have unmuted you, beta.
Yes, ma'am. There is atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere.
Okay, I will tell you. Mute yourself. What is atmosphere? Atmosphere means it is related to air. So whatever air is present on earth, that is called as atmosphere. So the word, if you break, you can pronounce it properly. Atmosphere. Atmosphere. Okay. Atmosphere, its meaning is air. Okay. Then the next word is hydrosphere. If you break the word hydrosphere, okay, hydro means water. Okay, hydro means water. So we are relating hydrosphere to the word water. Then the next word is lithosphere. So litho means
लेक्चर आहे
soil.
त्यांचं
So litho
माहित नाही
means
कुठेतरी घेत असतील
soil. So litho
रिपोर्ट ना
means
11:30 वाजता आहे
soil.
12:30 7वी 8वी सॉरी टीचर
Okay. Okay. Litho means soil. Atmosphere means air. Okay. So now we are going to move forward and try to understand what is the meaning of biosphere. So what is biosphere? Biosphere means the part of atmosphere, part of hydrosphere, and a part of lithosphere together forms the biosphere. So what is the perfect definition for biosphere? The living world that consists the part of lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere is called as biosphere. Means some part of the atmosphere, some part of the hydrosphere, some part of the lithosphere is taken and biosphere is formed. Okay, so atmosphere means air, hydrosphere means water, lithosphere means land, and biosphere means mixture of all these three little part, we can say. That is the mixture of all these three parts together forms a biosphere. Okay, so next is about air. Now where is air? Air is present everywhere. From the standard second, we are studying about where is air present. Air is present everywhere. But now we are in 600, so this answer is not appropriate. So what we can make change in this answer, that the earth is surrounded by the atmosphere which is made up of air. So now earth, everyone knows the earth. Now this earth is surrounded by an atmosphere which is made up of air. Okay. Now this air is a mixture of gases. Now in this air, as you know, air is everywhere. But in air, there are some gases. So which type of gases are there in air? Such as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, water vapor, and dust particles. So these are the various gases that are present in air. So air is called as a homogeneous mixture of gases. So what is air called? Air is called as a homogeneous mixture of gases. Why? Because various different gases are present in the air. That is why the air is called as a homogeneous mixture of gases. So let's move forward. Let us study about the layers of atmosphere. So there are 5 layers of atmosphere. How many layers? 5 layers of atmosphere. Okay, so you will be telling that teacher ने पहले तो बोला atmosphere, lithosphere और hydrosphere. अभी और 5 sphere कौन से हैं? So the atmosphere is again divided into 5 different layers. Atmosphere जो है उसको 5 covering है layer की. That layers are having some name. So let us understand what is the meaning of what are the names of those layers of atmosphere. So as I told you, there are 5 atmospheres, that is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and exosphere. Okay, so let us study. Now here in this picture, you can see the 5 layers very nicely. Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere. Thermosphere is also called as ionosphere. Okay, here thermosphere is given, but in our textbook, ionosphere is given. So just remember this word as ionosphere. Just remember this word as ionosphere. Okay. And the last one is exosphere. So I hope you understood what are the 5 layers surrounded to the earth. Now, which layer can you see which is closest to the earth? Atmosphere. So you can see that troposphere is very much closer to the earth, and exosphere is very much far from the earth. If anyone asks you which layer is closest towards the earth, you can tell them troposphere is very much closest to the earth. And which layer is farthest? So you can tell them exosphere is the farthest layer of the atmosphere. Okay, now I hope you have understood about all these things. Now the next point is that now whatever gas, as you all know that air is a mixture of gases. Okay, so there are many gases present in air. So as this troposphere is present near the earth, okay, so the amount of gases present here is more. Okay, more gases are present in troposphere. But as we move forward, what will happen? The gases will decrease. Okay, decrease का मतलब क्या है? यानी जो gases हमको troposphere में मिलते हैं, वो exosphere में मिलेंगे क्या? No. So, if, for example, if troposphere is having 6 gases, then stratosphere may have little less than 6, that is 4 gases only. Then mesosphere 3 gases. Then thermosphere 1 or 2 gases. And exosphere is the layer which does not have any gases. So as you move forward as you move higher altitude from the earth, the gases will go on decreasing in the layer. They will go on decreasing in the layer. Okay. So this you should know. So let us see whether the student have understood or not. Let us ask one of the student, that is Aradhya Pandey. I have unmuted you. Aradhya Pandey. Okay, Kinjal, I have unmuted you. Yes, read the gases, useful gases.
Useful gases. Nitrogen helps living things to build the necessary proteins. Oxygen, carbon dioxide. Argon used in electric bulbs. Helium used for obtaining low temperature and also for generating lift in airships. Neon used in decorative light and for street lighting. Krypton used in fluorescent tubes. Hexon used in flash photography.
Okay. Now, these are some of the useful gases. Now, nitrogen, where it is used, it is very much helpful for the living things to build the necessary proteins. So, what is the role of nitrogen gas? To build the necessary proteins in the living thing. Then, what is oxygen? Use of oxygen, as oxygen is used for respiration, inhaling and exhaling process. Okay, we inhale oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide. Okay, so it is very much helpful in respiration. So oxygen and carbon dioxide both are the gases. In plants, carbon dioxide is inhaled and oxygen is given out. So it is exactly the opposite process in human beings. Okay, in human beings, oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. But in plants, carbon dioxide is taken in and oxygen is given out. That is why most of the plants are planted near the road, because there is very much pollution on the road streets. Okay, so there you can see many plants are there. So whatever carbon dioxide is given by the vehicles, that is absorbed by the plant. So and oxygen is given out. So oxygen is very useful for us. So that is important for us. Then argon. Argon is also one of the gas which is used in electric bulbs. Now you have electric bulbs at home, which consist of the gas called as argon. Okay. The next is helium. Now helium is used for obtaining low temperature in aircraft. Okay, in airships. Okay, in airship the temperature should be low, it should be maintained. For that helium gas is used. Now in Diwali or in Ganpati vacation, you have some decorative lights, even you have some street lights. So these lights are very much useful, and in these lights neon gas is present. Okay, then krypton. Krypton is used in fluorescent tubes. Okay, so in fluorescent tubes, krypton gases used widely. Then the next is xenon. Xenon is used in flash photography. When you go to take out the photograph, when he clicks on the camera, one flash comes out. That flash is nothing but xenon gas. Okay, so it is used in the flash of the photography. So we have understood about the various gases which are useful for us. Now students, here in this picture you can see that different proportions of various gases is given. Okay, so I would like to unmute Arnav Munde. Arnav Munde.
Air pollution, when harmful substance product thought
Produced.
are released is called air pollution. Pollutants like smoke disturb the balance between constants of air pollution is caused by vehicles into industries.
Okay. So what is the meaning of the air pollution? Air pollution means when the harmful substances produced through the combustion of the released is called as air pollution. So in this picture, you can see that the air pollution is given out generally by the vehicles and the industries. Okay. So in these vehicles, you can see the smoke coming out from the industries, which is released in the air. Even the vehicles are also polluting the air. So this smoke is very much harmful for us. Why? In the sense, because because if the air pollution is like this only, there will be the disturbance in the proportion of the gases. Okay, as we have seen, different gases are having different proportion. For example, nitrogen is having 78%, oxygen is having 21%. Okay, so if this thing gets disturbed, if this proportion gets disturbed, there will be huge problem faced by the human beings. So this huge problem should be avoided. That is why we should avoid air pollution, or we have to find a new solution for avoiding the air pollution. So nowadays you can see that there are CNGs. Okay, CNGs are there, vehicles which are working on CNGs, they are there, which are very much useful for us because they are less polluting. Okay, the smoke from it is not released as compared to the vehicles, other vehicles. Then, as you know, the smoke which comes out from the burning of or by combustion, so that smoke is very much harmful, and this smoke will affect the proportion of the uh, gases percentage. So if it is affected, that time what will happen, it will cause a great damage. Now, air pollution and its effect. Now, as we all know the definition of the air pollution, whatever harmful substances are released in the air that are caused is called as air pollution. Now, this air pollution can be by burning of coal, petrol, okay, which release small amount of nitrogen and sulfur. Now, you may have a question that which gases are released. So, the gases, harmful gases such as nitrogen and sulfur. So, nitrogen and sulfur are the harmful gases which are released by burning of the fuel like coal and petroleum. So, these gases, when they are released in the air, they mix with water and they form oxides. And these oxide, when comes down on the earth in the form of acid rains. Okay, so these acid rains are very much harmful. Okay, here in this picture you can see that the area which is free from air pollution is very much greener and the pollution free. And if our this earth is polluted, then how it would look? You can see the harmful effects. The trees will get dry, the soil will become uh, useless. Okay, see the atmosphere, as you can compare the picture. Okay, lot of disturbance will be there if the air is polluted. So to avoid this, we have to stop the air pollution from our side. Now, what are acid rains? Okay, here is the picture. You can see, in this picture you can see that water is there. As you know, water is evaporated and it goes in the cloud. Okay, now the harmful gases such as nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide, those are released from the chimneys of the industries, which also mix with the air. When both of this gets mixed with air, what happens? when water and nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide mixes, what will happen? When hydrogen and nitrogen dioxide mix, it will form nitric acid. It will form nitric acid. And when hydrogen and sulfur dioxide is mixed, you will get sulfuric acid. So when these uh, harmful gases are mixed with water, acid is formed, and this acid comes down in the form of rainwater. Okay, and it will harm the plants and all the human beings also. So that is why we should avoid the air pollution. So you can understand the difference between the acid rains effects, harmful effects of the acid rains. Okay, now the next topic is ozone layer. Now ozone layer is the one of the layer which is also called as protective shell. Now whatever harmful ultraviolet rays that come from sun is absorbed by the ozone layer. What is the work of ozone gas? To absorb all the harmful rays. So which rays are harmful for us? So ultraviolet rays, these rays are harmful for us. Okay, so what does this ozone layer do? It absorbs the all harmful rays and gives out the useful rays to us. Okay, now this ozone layer, what does it actually do? It actually destroys the gases like carbon tetrachloride and chlorofluorocarbon. See, these words are new for you. Carbon tetrachloride, tetra means 4, carbon tetrachloride. Now these are the names of the elements. Chlorofluorocarbon, which is used in air conditioner and refrigerator. So in air conditioner, what is used? Chlorofluorocarbons. Okay, so this ozone layer is destroyed if the chemical gases like carbon tetrachloride and chlorofluorocarbon is mixed with the air, that will affect the ozone layer. So we should make less use of these gases. Nowadays, there are some changes made in the ACs, the air conditioners and refrigerators. There are some modification. Now these harmful rays can be avoided. These whatever harmful gases are coming out and destroying the air layers can be stopped nowadays. Okay, now the 16th September is also known as Protective Day, Ozone Protective Day all over the world. Means on this day we are making the people aware about the importance of the ozone layer. As I told you that ozone layer is a protective shell. It absorbs the ultraviolet rays from the earth. So these things is very much important, and to make the people aware about the importance of the ozone layer, one day is selected, that is 16th September. On this day it is known as the ozone protective day. Okay, now location of the ozone layer. Now you will say, now teacher, you have showed us that at earth is having atmosphere. Now atmosphere is having 5 spheres, that is stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. So where does this ozone layer exactly located? So where is the location of the ozone layer? So in this picture you can see the location of the ozone layer. You can see the troposphere, above the troposphere and between the troposphere and stratosphere, you can see there is a ozone layer present. This ozone layer is very much important, which absorbs the harmful rays from the earth surface. Okay, which absorbs the harmful rays from the Earth's surface. So if anyone asks you where is the location of the ozone layer, you can tell them between the troposphere and stratosphere. There is a presence of ozone layer. Now, what are the effects of the ozone depletion? So I want one child to read this. Teacher, can you unmute one child? Okay. So effect of ozone depletion. As I told you that ozone layer absorbs the ultraviolet rays from sun. Okay. Now you can see the effects of the ozone layer. So here are some of the effects that are caused due to the ozone layers. If air pollution increases day by day like this only, then the ozone layer will get depleted, will get destroyed completely. And if the ozone layer get destroyed, what harm will happen? There may be increase in the disease known as skin cancer, damage the eyes, weakening of the immunity. Yes, today nowadays immunity is very much important. Immunity system should be strong. So immunity power is very much important for us. So if the immunity power weakens, what will happen? Many of the disease will take advantage of it, and we will fall ill by suffering various types of disease. So our immunity system should be strong to fight against any disease. Nowadays corona disease is one of the disease through which we are fighting. So for to defeat the corona disease, what we have to do? We have to increase the immunity system. So if the ozone depletion is happening, then what will happen? There will be weakening of the immunity system. So people will not be able to defend against the disease. Okay. Then skin allergies. So people may suffer from different skin allergies. Then the growth of the plant and animal will also be not proper. There will be normal growth nahi hoga unme. There will be abnormal growth. Something different will be seen in the plants and animals. Okay. Then breakdown of the natural carbon cycle will also be happen. So natural carbon cycle जो है एक cycle होता है. अगर वो cycle ठीक से चलेगा तो कोई problem नहीं होगा. लेकिन if there is an depletion in ozone layer, that time what will happen? All the ultraviolet rays directly will come towards the earth, and the people may suffer by various disease. The system, the proportion of the air, there will be disturbance in the proportion of different percentage of the soil, of the gases. Okay, so all these things you have to keep in mind, that we should try not to do air pollution which may affect the ozone layer. So I hope students you have understood today's lecture. We will stop here. In the next lecture we will start with the soil and water